It's March 15th, 2023. This is Darci's Corner, and I've been having these thoughts for a little bit now, so I wanted to just get them out there into the universe. It's unfortunate that I'm not very good when it comes to editing, or I haven't really been inclined to try to learn that skill. Because if I knew that skill, when I bring up these different points I'm going to bring up, like I could show video of these people or visuals. The best I could do right now, if I really wanted to, is I could go grab my tablet and I could find the video and I could show it to this camera. That's really sad and old school. And but there's my level of sophistication when it comes to editing. Recently, a lot of scary things are happening in the U.S. right now when it comes to trans people and trans rights. And a lot of scary things are happening in the U.K. and all around the world, really. And it hasn't quite spilled over into Alberta yet, but it's starting to. We're having active protests at drag queen story events in Calgary. And, they're starting to come for us. And it's having deadly consequences. There was a girl in California who was essentially kidnapped, taken back to Saudi Arabia, where she was from, forcibly detransitioned, and she committed suicide as a result of that. They essentially murdered this poor girl by making her as sad as they could possibly make her so she'd take her own life. It's disgusting. This governor in Tennessee, who's enacting all these laws and doing all these bills that are preventing you from being openly gay or openly trans, because that's apparently sexualizing children and a whole bunch of other crap that's just not true, was just caught and totally confessed in an interview that he was liking all these hot Instagram posts of these young gay men. And he was saying things like, I can't remember exactly what he was saying, but you're hot and you make me thirsty, and something about sex and weed and all sorts of inflammatory things. And then he's interviewed and they asked about it, and he doesn't deny any of it. He's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that publicly. And I don't remember saying the part about the weed. This guy he's just another example of a self-hating gay. In my opinion, J.K. Rowling is, at least in part, trans and hates that about herself. If you analyze her books and things, and everything she said, in order for her to get her books published, she had to pretend she was a dude. That's why she started off with J.K. As her pen name, because she figured they would think it was Jack or John or something and get her published. Ultimately, it worked because she got published. If you look at her fiction that she writes about apology posting, lets you change your gender or change your appearance just for a while. How many times do you think she wanted to be a man just for a day? Oh, if I could be a man for a day, what would I do? The inspiration for her stories comes from all these different real facts around her life, things that she'd see, and she would see this thing like the goblins were Jews and they were these greedy money mongers. Now, I don't believe that about Jews, by the way, but some people do, and they used to write really bad jokes and cartoons about it. And she took those jokes and cartoons and made them into her mythical creatures in her book. Now, that doesn't mean that she's anti-Semitic. She might be, I don't know. But that just triggered the imagination, right, to think of these different people. The werewolf in her book, that's a man with AIDS. He's in the closet. He's not allowed to be around children. All these other things. It's the parallels between her books and these really bad stereotypes is long, and it's sad. My opinion is J.K. Rowling wishes that they were a man much of the time, and then later hates him their self for that. It's not uncommon for trans people and gay people to hate themselves for being trans and being gay. We do conversion therapy to ourselves a lot in society because we're taught that early on. That's what I did. Okay? No, if I think this way and this way and this way, it's evil. It's not what God wants. I will try and think this way and this way. And I will do all these different things from praying it away to indulging myself in the opposite of whatever it is that I'm leaning towards. But it's heterosexual, therefore it's okay. And if I just indulge in enough of that, then this other stuff will just go away. And none of it works. The former premier of Alberta, Jason Kenney, he's a gay man. Something happened to him in high school. I'm not the person who discovered this. It's just this information's out there. And he was gay shamed or queer shamed. I don't know if something happened with his wrestling coach or if a kid on the wrestling team. Something happened in gym class. Anyway, he was blamed for it. So then later, when he grew up, he made it his mission to punish gay people in the hospital, make sure they died alone. That's what he was known for in the U.S. And so many of his actions and policies and stuff, you're like, oh, self-hating gay. This governor in Tennessee who's making it illegal as much as he can for people to be trans. Ron DeSantis is making it illegal as much as he can for people to be trans. I don't know if he's self-hating gay or self-hating trans, or if he's just in general a Nazi bigot. It's hard to say with him. But it's very, very common for us to hate ourselves. And for us to go back to this governor in Tennessee, think about what would happen. He would like these posts. His mind would go to all these gay places. And then he'd feel dirty after. He'd feel evil after. Think, man, I have to eradicate this. This is dirty. This is evil. The kid that shot up the Colorado nightclub, it would shock me if he didn't have fantasies frequently about having sex with trans people. That's probably a core driving factor in what made him go do that. He's like, I have to get rid of this evil. The best way for me to do that is go kill a bunch of trans people. That'll get rid of it. Whether he himself is or not trans, he's probably trans attracted. And he felt guilty about it. And he felt he had to do something about it. This governor in Tennessee, he's clearly gay. He clearly feels gay attraction. And he clearly feels dirty and guilty for that. Nobody told him, apparently. Nobody let him believe it's okay to be gay. It's okay to be attracted to young men. It's okay to think they're hot. It's okay to, have sexual intentions towards these adults. That's all okay. It doesn't have to be dirty. It doesn't have to be illegal. You may or may not want to continue being married to your wife. She may or may not want to continue to be married to you because, maybe you guys want different things. But it's not evil. It's not wrong. Queer shaming and gay shaming is at the heart of all of this. And the hardest drivers, the hardest people who are driving this the most are themselves usually gay, queer, trans, some form thereof. And that's usually what's behind it. These people everybody needs to be taught from the time you're a toddler, it is okay. There is nothing wrong with being gay. God does not mind. We've always been here. We are all children of God. If you don't believe in God, great. Then the nothing doesn't mind either. Anyway, that's Darci's Corner. I wish I could do editing. I would throw in pictures of these people and the different things that they've said along the way. I guess that's a skill that I just haven't tried to acquire yet. Anyway, it's okay to be gay. It's okay to be trans. We are literally everywhere. And we need to be taught not to hate ourselves. Darci's Corner. Peace.